Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacaster from your host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Psych Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Lost Glider. Just have to remember them, we haven't seen it in some time, but we got here in the north. Karl, fighting here for King and Country, the Commonwealth. The 52nd Infantry Division tasked with clearing out this area held by the hands of the commander of Dave, fighting here for the Comets, the Germany, the 107th Panzer Brigade. Here with 5 strongly chosen double infantry and medical supply bulletins versus special weapons and triple infantry. So going here straight for the car pump, we got focusing eastwards here for Dave with another foot squad on the way there. Double sections out for Karl westwards and rushing another section into water center into the cemetery. Look, this tombstone has your name on it, Harry. Shut up! I don't really need to hear that number. It has the same last. Shut up! Alright. In the south, Fulks is advancing, grabbing the point here in the west, and Fulks is number 2 up there for Dave and Deutschland. University setting out here for Karl. Gonna roll out some abilities there and try to pressure Dave that way, and of course force Dave to go for the Raketten to have a chance at actually countering, which means he's not going to be able to put out as much infantry on the field early on. So that's sort of a double nasty move, since again, like, you put some pressure on your opponent, but also force them to have to go for a specific counter to it, meaning you actually basically force resources away from what they almost go for. So in that regard, University can be really nasty. It's usually only the really effective as the Oberkommand, since they don't have access to Panzerfaust early on. Wehrmacht, it can work, but it's a lot less efficient. Actually, again, if you're just getting Panzerfaust, University is going to be out there, possibly destroy it entirely. So it tends to be sort of less efficient. We actually got a second Sturmpioneer squad on the way for Dave and the 107th Panzer Brigade of the, I believe, first series of the Panzer Brigade. So I think overall 2, though I've seen some sources mention 3. Creating response after losses at, well, Normandy and Operation Bagration. Fourth living with Sudan Universal Carrier. First series were usually the best equipped with Panthers and Jagdpanzers and armoured half-tracks, which were actually diverted away from replacements to actual Panzer divisions, which made it a rather, in some ways, strategically poor decision. For one of the reasons, by the way. There were numerous reasons why the Panzer Brigades were a poor decision. But we've got full Universal Carrier up north section setting about, grabbing the point here. And we got Sturmpioneers running to double sections here from Karl. Up close, I mean, the section the next company is just getting absolutely shredded. I mean, the Sturmpioneers are just tearing them apart. Really good engagement there for Dave, by the way, versus Karl. Really good engagement. They're now being forced away, but even then, just getting in so many kills and so much damage in just a short amount of time, it's definitely going to have an impact there against Karl. Up the east, we got the Fulks pushing it, but straight into the section that dug in by the fuel point. Very good push situation there. But Karl, who's always being forced to defense, we got the Bandhunt going out of flushing out the house, removing one strong point here for Karl in defense with Karl. Sturmpioneer is pushing ahead. No, I can. In fact, Dave does not seem to care about the Universal Care that much. That's, I suppose, one way of just trying to bully your opponent into submission. That's just by ignoring it. And it seems to an extent to be working here, though it is, of course, a bit risky. But Dave does not seem to care about the risk in this case. He's just going straight for the Karl punch. Sturmpioneer is unleashing a hail of bullets against the Universal Carrier. And as soon as he's done, he's going to try and flank the unit section here. And of course, Karl here realizes what's going on, trying to move the section there. He doesn't have to worry so much about the Fulks, because he could try and pop an incendiary grenade into the cover there, forcing them to move as the Sturmpioneer is closing. There we go, bringing the other one again. He's not too worried about this Universal Carrier. He's really got cold blood in his veins there, Dave. Sturmpioneer being to take loss here, but there goes now charging forward sides. Pushing straight for the section there, go forcing it off, but now he's got like 3 squads of 2 men, and they somehow have to try and render this neutral. Tech up on the way there for Dave. Fulks squad number 3 out there for him as well for Deutschland. Sturmpioneer squad 1 retreating. All 1 should probably retreat soon. Alongside the Fulks as soon as rendered the point neutral, even then they will have been able to do considerable economic damage there to Karl, slowing down his tech, and they were building up an advantage. We've got a 4th section away there for Karl, though, for the Commonwealth. The 52nd Infantry Division, finding itself initially blended a bit here by the Jerrys. Truck sending in there. We got a Wasp out here for Dave. Well, not Dave, for Karl. That's going to burn out Karl. I mean, there's an Oberkommand. This player is actually playing a lot more fluidly, though. He might actually want to go for the Vickers case, since that works a lot better versus infantry out in the open, just moving about. Whereas the Wasp is much more suited for denying Dave any sort of strong points, like digging in and the likes there. So, I mean, we'll have to see where it goes, but I do think that he should have gone for the Wasp, personally. Wasp, but the Vickers K, damn it, I'm just saying, you know, don't go for it. Go for it. Ah, dang, you dumb bastard. Anyway, Wasp, they're burning out. The Fulks Grenadiers, enveloping them in a incendiary blanket. My god, I feel so warm, but also so dying. This is terrible. Universal Guard is going to need some repairs desperately. We got a sapper squad on the way there for Karl, though, or sapper section. Veterans 1 gain actually for the Universal Carrier, as it gains experience for the troops nearby. Needs to be got the Sturmpanzer Brigade in the section catching here in the open. Good few assault rifle shots that do some damage. I'm not actually sure if the Pioneer units in general actually were equipped with assault rifles. I mean, I know Panzer Brigades were sort of in essence equipped heavily with assault rifles, at least they were supposed to on paper. Like they had their Panzer Brigade escorts equipped at least to an extent there with assault rifles, at least some of them, but I don't think their Pioneer limits was actually quite low. It had them. So a little fun fact. Then we got Flammenwerfers up here, they're pushing back the section. Down here we got troops reinforcing. Belgrave headquarters up for Dave. He could also equip some full guns with MP40s. And there you go, engagement here. Could also go to another flamethrower. We got a Vickers on the way there for Karl. Skirmishing here in the centre. Sturm Pioneer there's a section. Overall Dave maintaining I think good resource control versus Karl, keeping under pressure, denying him resources, allowing Coach Dave to pull ahead. You could consider a flak out track here, but you might feel that versus the Brits, if they pull out an AC, it's going to be just a waste of resources. At least it has the potential of being a waste of resources. So Dave here might feel himself just more interested in just taking ahead, going for the Schwerer Panzer headquarters as soon as possible. And the fact he's going for a Kednev here, I think he's planning actually the Schwerer Panzer headquarters plan. Plus, I mean, he's really doing a good job there with the fuel, meaning a Schwerer Panzer headquarters rush might actually work out here for Dave versus Karl. Most faults of this section here, he's still got no fault guns being upgraded. He's got a bit of munition standing about. I mean, he doesn't have to, but I mean, obviously at some point you have to upgrade your full because overall, I mean, the weapons just provide more firepower. So of course you kind of want to, but in this case, he does seem a bit slow about it. Might be he doesn't feel like the MP40 is good, but I find this is the British MP40s can be quite useful. Though of course, assault rifles are also pretty good. A Kednev around there for Dave. Sturm Pioneer setting up. We got the full thing for the centre. And we got actually some frontline medical kits up here from Dave. Pretty bold. Indicates he's not expecting to be pushed off right away, and thusly he's not, where his opponent might get some of those precious German medical supplies. Good lord, Tom, what's in it? I believe it's narcotics. Well, can I have some? Go right ahead. Follows the need to retreat. Sturm Pioneer with a section up close. Okay, Nev sending up, full Sturm Pioneer might try and flank in there. Karl on the hit here. Good counter attack here by Karl, trying to turn the balance against Dave. And there you go, Universal Strength Panzer How the hell do you do that? He hit the roof of the house with the Panzerfaust. How can you miss at that range that badly? My god, where did you come from? It's a nearsighted battalion. Ugh, my god. How the hell? That's the first time I've seen a Panzerfaust miss that badly. It just... Six pounding out for Karl. He's probably anticipating at this stage that Dave's going to be pushing for armour. There we go, did grab the medical supplies here. Truck waiting to be set up for Schwer Panzer quarters. He maxed manpower. And even then the fuel has been slowed down, so he's not going to be able to push for the Panzers as fast as he would like to. We'll have to see if Karl's going to rush ahead. Flamethrowers, of course, have been flashing out the Tommies. Stun upgrades for the Volksgrenadiere. Keine Sturmgewehr or MP40s. Maschinenpistolen 40. One of numerous submachine guns Germany actually used throughout the war. Depending a bit on the period though and the theatre, they could use a large variety of submachine guns. For example, in Italy they made use of the Beretta MP38 or something like that. It was actually a really good submachine. In fact, so good it was used by even the Allies and the Germans. In particular because with the right ammunition, it actually had quite decent range. It was in some ways actually performed almost like an assault rifle. Almost, not quite, but close. So that's a little fun fact there. Panzerfaust, and there you go. This time it hits. This time they don't let the fumble thing get nearsighted guy. Fire it. I doubt Dave's going to go for the upper blitz, so that would be nice. We got tank hunter section out for Karl. He's actually got a ton of infantry. We got 4 sections, 1 tank hunter, plus the sappers. The only benefit here for Dave is they have been bolstered. That again, Karl might be worth there. Of course, it's just going to cost him too much for manpower bleed at some point, but at the same time, he just allowed to push really hard. Lost the Full-Scale squad. That's going to be quite painful for Dave, even as he's taking up here. I imagine the Schwerpanzer quarters will be going up here to cover the CoH point, maybe the fuel point as well at the same time. Lack of suppressive weapons, though, or lack of suppressive weapons, is making it harder for Dave to contain. Karl is just adds more infantry, and the lack of upgrades for Dave's Full-Scale also makes it harder for them to push back against the sections. They just gain more experience. So I think Dave needs to switch up something soon here versus Karl, lest he risks a rather large-scale collapse. Because right now Karl is rather much more on the field than Dave, and Dave's just sort of not quite anywhere. So it's going to be quite tricky for Dave to turn around because again, versus that many sections, they can lean on a lot of firepower, and Dave doesn't have anything at the moment that sort of really seriously turn it around, so he needs to be fast about the tech at the very least. Consider some orbital dart, and maybe they could sort of slow turn things around and get a Full-Scale squad on the way. But he's still not upgrading them once he does. Oh, there we go, we got the assault rifle. So at this stage, he's probably not feeling MP40s is worth it. He should have gone for them sooner if that's the case. There we go, Schwerpanzer cores up. We got double sections moving in. Third Full squad out here for Dave for the 107th Panzer Brigade. We have the section moving in with its anti-tank rifles. The boys' anti-tank rifle, which by the way was a really bad anti-tank rifle. In fact, most anti-tank rifles were generally not that good. At this stage, the war would have been effectively useless. Which sort of makes it funny that Relic insistence would have put them in. But again, versus like France Armour, they were weak versus side. I mean, then they would have struggled, in particular versus tanks with armoured side skirts. They would have found themselves with a very hard time doing anything. Up here we got take up for Karl. I mean, he's been able to give himself a nice advantage there by denying Dave fuel and of course getting back his fuel. Nice swing around there, plus he's just got a larger force, so it becomes harder for Dave to exert pressure back versus Karl at the moment. But he's doing his best here, and he's going to try and get here the Wasp, which is actually now Veteran T2. Good hit there. Sadly though, with the arc as it is. Oh! No! Oh dear, he didn't realise what was going on there. I think there might have been a misclick, there might be something else going on. He might be managing other things. Either way though, he lost the Wasp there. That got lit on fire. Quite aggressive. So we've got the second of the Student Pioneer being scorched in the centre. And the South Fortress Student putting up, got the fuel point here being grabbed back here. Nothing further going on for Dave. Got the Schwerpanzer quarters. You can go for orbital dart, try to pressure with some more serious infantry versus Karl. We can actually soon rush out of the cannon. If he's going for the light infantry gun, I think that's a wrong choice at the moment for Dave. I mean, I might be wrong here, but I don't think the light infantry gun's going to do him a lot of favours at the moment. Particularly not if Karl rushes out a Centaur, which is definitely, I think, something Dave should try to keep in mind. And a lot of British players love to rush the Centaur at the moment because it's just so effective. We can easily deal with anti-tank guns, and most infantry has a really hard time escaping from it. So there are some potential worries here for Dave on the horizon. Still, he's got good map control again. He should be able to protect with fuel and might just be able to rush out a Panzer IV or Yak Panzer to contain and stall whatever this Karl rolls out against him. 6 pounder gun ground in the centre. Fult's gun here being repulsed. Then West, we've got the section into the house. They're going to guard the victory point. Pretty close between the two sides. Still, we got 411 for Dave, 425 for Karl. So now the players been able to really sort of gain a serious advantage for any prolonged period of time in that realm. Got the LEIG 18 up here for Dave. Lightest Infantry Geschütz, which are usually about 6 per heavy company and infantry regiment. Though technically a Panzer Brigade would not actually train him. If they had anything, it would generally have been self-propelled, like mortar half-decks. And in fact, Stukas of Fusses were generally the only artillery a Panzer Brigade, initially, at least the first wave, would have access to. They did not have a lot in general. Fun fact there. Though, I mean, he could have been attached to the brigade from some other unit for additional support, one surmises. MD-34 setting up here for Dave. Section moving in. He's finally got a machine gun up here versus Karl, who's not going for any grenades or Bren guns as of yet. There's certainly been an increase in British players as of late, by the way, going for Mills bombs on the men. as those can be quite nasty. Again, they can easily close up and then they can just pop the grenade. And most Wehrmacht players, among held German players in general, just don't anticipate grenades for the Brits in that regard. They sort of get caught off guard, which does increase the chance of getting wiped with the grenade. Up here, the section getting blasted by the Volksguns, getting slowly murdered. In the south here, Volksguns MG-4 support, but the MG-4 is not having a fun time. Dave is super close to the Panzer 4, and noting that Karl is planning something. He's going for hammer tactics. He's going straight for the Comet versus Dave, so he's not rushing a Centaur. That is a relief for Dave, since while the Comet is nasty, it's not going to need to just hunt him down before he's ready for it. Compared to the Centaur, could have really done a lot of damage before Dave was ready for it, but Karl might have been worried Dave would have been able to bring out a tank before it or soon enough to sort of render it moot. In which case, of course, pulling for a Comet might make more sense. So we'll have to see what Dave's ends up with. We could go for the Jagdpanzer now, we can go for the Panzer 4. They might be planning for a Panther, in which case it would be interesting if they're both aiming for like the biggest medium tank they can both get. Oh, he does go for the Panzer 4 there. Section pushed back. The 1 and 7th Panzer Brigade boy did not have access to Panzer 4, so they were only part of the later series. The initial series only had Panthers and Jagdpanzers. Nothing but those. A little fun fact in terms of organisation for the Panzer Brigades. Overall, there's not a lot of literature on Panzer Brigades either, at least not that I've found so far. They're sort of one of the more overlooked elements of the one, particularly on the Eastern Front, where there weren't a lot of Panzer Brigades, but even there they're like just, you know, trying to find any good sources. Not particularly easy. A good book anyways. So a few fun facts about that. Oh, smashing hit. Smashing hit. Really just obliterate 2 of the men. Y'all do like Swiss fireworks, you Tommy bastards. What did he say? I don't know, I don't speak German. I think he was asking about us about a daffodils. A daffodils? Why? I don't know. There you go. Panzerfahrt here for Dave and the 1 and 7th Panzer Brigade. Vickers on the way for Karl. And the Commonwealth. Infantry gun so far has done 3 kills. Not the biggest impact there on Karl. In the west they've got the Panzer 4 rushing in. Not enough munitions though for the machine gun there on top, but there you go. Successfully pushes back the section. Volksguns retreating. Lekednev hanging about a bit awkwardly. So far the Dave hasn't done a lot with the docks. He's gone for like a few flamethrowers and that is it. No MP40s, no Opel Blitzers. Incendiary munitions, hetzers, rocket barrages, nothing of that so far. Sandbag being dug in the cemetery. Be careful when you dig, we don't want any fingers poking out us as sandbags at inopportune times. You know, that would be terrible. Mine goes off, half a section gone. And we got Senatilly on the position here, so he's beginning to use a bit more of the docks in there. Karl's a bit off there before they can get the Comet. He could actually consider with the man post line right now fuel cache. That would, I think, do Karl a few favours there. Allow him to just, you know, push out for the Comet faster, but also push for up for more Comets in the longer run. That'd certainly be an idea there, I think, for Karl here versus Dave. As for Dave, there's the theoretical option of a Flammhetzer, though right now that'd be a bit, well, not entirely silly. I mean, there's a lot of infantry, the Flammhetzer could be useful, particularly if there's any dug-in troop machine guns and support weapons. Or, you know, you could just, you know, try and pull for another Panther for a Jagdpanzer, depending on the situation. Skirmish in the centre. We sort of got some defensive position around to try and prevent Dave from easily breaking through the west, while then pushing for the east. Dave could actually try and exploit them, particularly with this Panzer 4, be quite strong, but so far it's not doing that. In fact, he's going to move up to just meet Karl's push for the east head on. Love to see how that works out. And he's got the foot of the section. Mines being laid down in the Schuhmine. Karl incredibly close to the Comet. He's also for a lot of manpower. He really should have built some fuel caches. They would, I think, do Karl a lot of good. Skirmishing about, we got to try and wait for Dave. So he's going to try and go for the mechanized Rex. If he's going to play for the King Tiger right now, I feel that's pretty risky. I mean, my rule of thumb for at the moment is if you're playing for like a King Tiger, you're going to have at least 2 tanks out in the field before you go for that, because otherwise you just risk not having sufficient armoured pressure on the field, so your opponent can easily overwhelm you. So, I mean, it's just going for the repairs. That's not a bad idea at all, but I think just going straight for the King Tiger right now might not be the brightest of ideas. But there you go, Comet available. Though he is floating a lot of manpower, and I really think Karl should go for a fuel cache or 2. At least 1. I mean, he could go for it. He could go for up here, either way. A fuel cache would really help Karl out with resources. Also make it harder for Dave to just, do economic harm with just harassment. So we got the mechanized rating going up there for Dave and Deutschland. Here, folks are shooting up and losing up to the Vickers in the east here. Further east, we've got a section flank behind as well, pressuring and hitting the victory point. Very good work. Push up here with several folks going support here by the Sturmpioneer squad with the Flammenwerfer. Nothing for Dave's other Sturmpioneer squad. No minesweepers or Panzer Brigade or additional Flammenwerfers. And Comet is almost good there to go. Almost good to go. And virtually free in the Sturmpioneers. I think to keep in mind about Sturmpioneers with flamethrowers, they just because they do more damage, and they generally do a lot more damage, they veterans you up notably faster. So I mean, one reason I'll just go for 5 Sturm is because it really helps your Sturmpioneers be a lot more effective. And some players can just go for Sturmpioneers with flamethrowers, and they can really do a lot of damage, in particular once they hit the high veterancy levels. But there you go, Comet tank out here for Karl, sent in from the 11th Armored Division as the 52nd Infantry Division, supporting high resistance from the Germans, who had anticipated a low-strength Volksgrenadier squad in the area, but instead encountered the 1 and 7th Panzer Brigade. Lastly, allocating resources from headquarters, in this case a Comet company from the 11th Armour, to help clear out those dastardly Huns. Smoke's going down here to clear out any supporting houses in there. Comet moving down, and Panzer Brigade going to be encountering it. Straight shot there. Oh, bounces off the side armour. Pretty lucky there for Dave. Penetrating hit set on the Comet. Penetrating hit though from the Comet, the Panzer Brigade, sharing off a bit of health there. We'll have to see if Dave then insists on keeping up here with his King Tiger plan, if that is indeed the plan. I was going to go for Yak Panther, something else was the Comet. As for Karl, he's still floating manpower. I really think he should be aiming for fuel cache or 2. In the far west, they got forces successfully breaching the western perimeter of Karl's lines. Takes on a Comet, direct shot on the Panzer IV. Shot bounces though. Panzer only does not have the issue. It's actually funny there because the Comet actually has a high chance of penetrating the Panzer IV than vice versa, I think. But for some reason, the Panzer IV is just getting all the luck there for Dave, which is kind of impressive. Vic is wiped. Oh dear. Karl is really on the defensive as Dave was really sort of able to tighten the noose around Karl's neck. Quite solidly, actually. And you just hope he doesn't go for the King Tiger, because that could really sort of be the move that will give Karl a really good chance of getting back to the game. Okay, he's going for repair pioneers, so he might just go for it for the repair pioneers, in which case, again, good move. Being not having to micromanage your tank's repairs is generally a really good thing long term, as it can again free up more movement for everything else on the battlefield. Also means you don't have to just put 2 units out of commission, because again you not just have to repair the tank, you have to put the pioneers out to repair the tank, meaning that's effectively a lot of units that are being put out of commission just to fix a tank. So in that regard, repair pioneers are an amazing investment long term. Amazing. Because you don't have to micromanage stuff, and you don't have to pull back any Sturm pioneers out of the fighting line. So that's really just 2 pluses out of that one. And that makes it a really valuable upgrade, particularly considering how little it costs. And I just need to get out some more armor soon. And Karl still needs to build a fuel cache or 2. He also needs to be careful with the Comet. A good Panther fast there, could leave it a bit stranded. Comet moving ahead there, taking shots from the Panther. This time it does bounce off, I think, the roughly sort of 100mm of thick armor of the Comet. Shot fired there, and there goes 2nd 6th Panzer going out here for Karl, for the 52nd Infantry Division. Here by the centre Panzer IV there, Dealing with the Vickers machine gun. Up north, Fulton can just remain here as the Bren gun wielding section. In fact, Karl is now upgrading his sections. Feels a bit late, and a part of me does think you should instead have gone for the half track to give them Vickers K's instead. Plasma Lance reinforce the front line, sip his troops about. Would have given a lot of benefits, to be honest. You got concentrated fire operation up there. I mean, even if he's playing for a Crocodile now, he's still going to need a fuel cache to make that work, and that's just one thing Karl is so far not getting, fuel caches. He also needs to get his 1 sample second to fix up his Comet, because it's down to half health, and he loses it. Dave's going to have a big fan advantage. It looks like Dave, though, is just going to play for the King Tiger. Probably feeling pretty confident in the resource situation here, which isn't an entirely bad assessment, to be honest, by Dave, but I'd still not advise it, because, you know, still risk falling behind if not careful. Mines going off, their victory point being secured. Double 6-pounder guns, those should help us. The King Tiger can lay down a lot of 5A fast. Up north, the troops reinforcing, and we got Dave here going for Obersoldaten, hardened German infantry. Panzer IV just hanging back there, enjoying the view, the natural ambience of war. But there you go, dispatched to clear out some Tommies in the eastern fields, though without any infantry support. But there you go, got the Sturm Pioneer swinging with a Flammenwerfer. Shots fired up there. Quad here between Dave and Karl. Pushing through the common center. He really should try and, I think, switch up his approach here. Rather, either, you know, make a big swing through here, hit up here, maybe threaten around here, or go through here. I think just concentrating to the center there is not the best approach. Dave's just going to focus most of his stuff here, but also importantly, it's not really good tank country. I mean, it's a lot of obstacles. It's really terrible pathing for tanks anyway, so I mean, he'd be better off focusing on the flanks where Dave's by putting in his tanks, because he knows he doesn't need it in the center in those cases. Oh, he's going for a Panther. Good. Good. He's not going for a King Tiger. But there you go. Pig pushing to the ones, but this time we got the Obersoldaten in here waiting ready. Yeah, how do you like SEM mines? What do you say? I think he was asking us about mimes. Oh, mimes? Idiots.
We're losing a capture point.
Grabbing the point here. Making some progress in part because again he's no longer just bashing his head into a wall. Here we got smoke screen off. Nicely cutting off the section. He can still murder it, but most importantly, Karl can't support the section. Clever there, clever. But there you go, we got a Gammon bomb off. Lost the point here, all of a sudden we pushed away, Steel Punch being shredded, but there you go, we got the Panzer IV moving in. No armored support here from Karl or anything. He's allowing the Panzer IV to flash them out like the rats they are. Panther ramming here for Dave and Deutschland. Concussive grenade off, they're artillery down, murdering there several Tommies. In fact, very close to 54 there with the Sturm Pioneer. Very good, very good. Other squad, I think, is pretty close to 74 as well, if not already there. Nah, just there, but they're incredibly close, they're incredibly close. Smoke screen again. Karl still fully manpower, still not going for caches. She could also consider one over here, to be honest, but I really strongly and sincerely think Karl needs to consider fuel caches. It would really do him a lot of good here versus Dave long term. There you go, 6-pounder gun opening up in the Panzer IV Strong's Llama, piercing it easily. And the south of the Panther moving up with full support to flash out the Tommies. Note the path he takes here minimises exposure here from the north, also gives him some attempt to close in using the terrain here on Karl's troops. They're a very nice move. But there you go, Karl on the move there for Karl and the 52nd Infantry Division. Now the smoke screen here, he's making very good consistent use of smoke there. Very good, nice to see. And there you go, Comet flanks the Panther, gets off a good hit. Panther turns right to deal with a threat, penetrates in return. Fighting for the west, we got grenades offered to flush out the section. Panther takes another hit from the Comet. No 6-pounder guns nearby. Karl could also consider Firefly here versus Dave. That would not, I think, be a bad choice at all. And caught the section they're trying to heal up. Up north here, section versus Obersoldaten. That's going to be a 1 sec gauge now for the Obersoldaten, I think. I mean, then heavy cover, sections and light cover. My apologies there. In the south, center here, MD 14 with double check, trying to push forwards here. Grabbing the southern victory point, Karl being fixed up. Victory point for us on the stage, got a much bigger lead over Karl, to be honest. Much bigger lead. Panther force moving northwards here. Fires and spectacularly misses. In the centre, the skirmishing just continues, but no real breakthrough for either side. Karl really needs to flank more here versus Dave. And again, fuel caches are amazing. He really should consider them. Panzer Wolf's moving in here, using the terrain here to his advantage to force the anti-tank into a more quick position. There goes, still hits in the Panther 4, though some only penetrate. Panther keeping the Comet at bay here. Tank hunter section. Not enough firepower to really drive off the Panthers with the supreme confidence. Hard to say what Karl is playing, though. It's increased looking like, playing at, but he's increased looking like he's not. Oh, there we go. Does go for the Firefly, perhaps realizing a second Comet or Crocodile right now is A, going to be too long, and also just going to leave Dave more time to just punch his Comet. Well, the Firefly's got a more mobile and to tank and to support the Comet, can threaten the Panther and the Panther 4 much more efficiently. He might also want to consider researching grenades for sections, that way so help deal with the German troops more efficiently. Or at least have more option for doing so. Firefly halfway down there for Karl and the 52nd Division. More calls for mercy to Corps headquarters. There's Jerry tanks everywhere! We gonna need Fireflies come. General, oh, we're dead! Comet, they're very close to Veteran 2. And there you go, Firefly out here for Karl. Tank commander on the way, no Tulip rockets. They're a pretty expensive upgrade to use, so I suppose he feels like with the current munitions flow there, he's not too keen on it. Plus, I mean, there's supposed to be more brain guns to be handed out. Panther wing to the south to flash out the section from the house, very good. I think a Comet Firefly with engine support pushing to the south could probably flush out some of Dave's stuff. Might even have a chance of getting some of the tanks. He's even dispatching a 6-pounder gun. He probably knows at this stage there's a lot of armour here, so shifting as much into tank plus armour and infantry here. Cut! Possible assault into my pleasant assault for Dave. Comet shoots, misses. Panther gets a direct hit on the other hand. There we go. Firefly shoots, 6-pounder gun shoots. Some penetrate, others do not. Betty 2 there. He might actually be able to get the Panther hit. There you go. Blitzes away. Blitzes away. Almost dead. Almost dead. Panther 4 here. Actually a bit stuck behind enemy lines. He's going to have to somehow try and get it out of there. Or at least hide it and then just hope Karl forgets about it. And hope he doesn't get spotted. Ah! Scheiße, he did. Good hit then the Panther 4. That's going to go down. Comet then moving in with the damaged engine. It's going to try and get it. It likely will. Misses though. Firefly's going to sweep in there. So he's going to lose the Panzer 4 here. Bit of a loss for Dave. Good attack there by Karl. And there you go. Panzer 4 down. Leaving Dave without his Panzer 4. Leaving down just for the Panther though. He can actually replace it. In fact, go for a second Panther right now. Giving him 2 Panthers versus Karl's Comet and Firefly. Could also try and actually, I think it might just be a bit too high pop cap to actually go for King Tiger. In fact, he's too high in pop cap now to go for a Panther. So he's going to have to go for Yak Panzer, Panzer 4. In which case, versus this sort of situation, I'd probably recommend a Yak Panzer. A bit more useful as the Firefly and the Comet. Skirmishing in the west here. Another push for here. Again, no real grenades except the Gamma bombs. Also, no pyrotechnics supplies. There's no way of just easily calling an artillery strike here versus Dave, which might actually be a mistake there by Karl, to be honest. I mean, occasionally just those 25-pounder gun barriers can actually disrupt a lot for your opponent. Nice tank through the center there. Got White Fossils on the machine gun, blocking off line of sight for the Kedmeths as well. And also increasing chance just wiping the machine gun. Very good work there. Panther versus the Comet. Hit a mine though, hit a mine with the Comet. Firefly not anywhere close. tank on the section about there. He could actually try and pop vehicle detector, try and spot it out there ahead. He could actually, I think, had a better chance to defeat the Panther. Now though he's getting pursued by Fultz's got to be a hit there. I think he's going to go Shield Rockets. Shield Rockets first misses, second hits, blinds the Panther. Could take it down to less than half health. Fultz's repulsed here. Comet, half age of Veteran 3. Good lord. Is Dave actually not playing for the King Tiger? I mean, this is the sort of situation that actually might not be so good. I mean, he's just actually lost some decisive engagement, being pushed across the field. His opponent against got two tools that can do a lot of damage to the King Tiger very fast. I don't know, I mean, the King Tiger I suppose could work out, but it does feel a bit risky. Admittedly, a second Panther might not be the best idea either. Again, I'm thinking Yak Panther just due to having the highest DPS out of all his armoured units, and of course good range and good penetration. Plus when you get a veteran enough, it's going to be a real nightmare for Karl's tanks as well. But we can see there he's just rushing out stuff onto the front line. Even the Sturmpani is not fully enforced, are being rushed back, and of course he needs to have some pressure on the field. He can't just allow Karl to grab most of the map unimpeded. That would be catastrophic for Dave, and Dave knows this. Which of course makes it a bit weird. He's actually trying, I think, to play for the King Tiger now, knowing that field presence is more important, and you know, doing everything in the optimal manner. There you go. Engaging here the Panther again. Closing very. They ain't one Veteran 2. That's going to help Dave out somewhat, but how much we'll have to see. Back here, healing reinforcement. Shroud Panther quarters silent as the grave.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
What is Dave's battle plan here? How does he intend to destroy Comet and a Firefly supported by 6 Panther guns using just a Panther and some infantry? I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it seems rather costly. And also a bit unlikely. I should probably have that Panther fixed up before I try any engagements, any entanglements there with Karl. Again, it looks like he's playing for the King Tiger. It does look like it. I mean, it could work out. I'm just not fully convinced of it myself, but I'm always ready to be surprised. Like, you know, when that Panther Faust hit the bloody roof. Not pulling back for a pair, still interesting. And there you go, Karl strikes Nice with his Comet, catching a hapless Fulton squad out in the open. Smoke screen being laid down the centre, push for the victory point there. Very good, very good. So good. Still no regular grenades up here for Karl though, just gammon bombs and anti-tank grenades in case it was tank hunters. Mines on the western victory point, very good, very good. Well, Dave can now go for the King Tiger, except he doesn't have the population for it, so the question is again, what exactly is Dave planning here? Or is he just really just somehow hoping at some point he just somehow suffers a loss that's going to make it practical for him to go for the King Tiger? I don't know. But it doesn't, I would say, feel particularly efficient. Ooh, Veteran 2 game for the Panther, shoots an up section straight into the mine, and down Thompson and Bobson go. More smoke here, lots of smoke from Dave. Pushing through the smoke, of course doesn't know what's in on the other side of the smoke for the most part, and that of course might also be part of Dave's plan. In this case there's not an awful lot to actually hold him from moving through carrying the victory point back. In fact we got a bit of a nice bleak there. Dave slowly going on. Tanks are just sort of milling about. Karl seems a bit indecisive with his armour, and Dave just continues to float resources again. I'm getting the impression he really wants a King Tiger.
Heavy machine gun crew killed.
Machine gun crew expired. Further losses. Poles up north here. Troops hold here by the tank hunter section. Comet finding the we should probably try and flank him through here, get some minesweepers on the job just to sweep for mines. Instead, Dave, Karl keeps on with head-on assaults here through the cemetery. rather than trying to do anything I think a bit smarter than that. Still incredibly close here to a King Tiger. In fact, also just floating so many resources. I mean, he's really dead set on it. To the exclusion, I think, increasing up anything else. Good hit there. Loading in with a Comet. Need to be able to get Panzer fast, and he does. And there you go, finally happens. King Tiger available here for Dave. Koenigsieger. And I will have to see how Karl deals with that one. From North Steel Party section, they're dealing with the section there with the Bren guns flashing out with the Flammenwerfer. Right next to Fletcher 25. That's definitely bad news for Karl's troops. And I think Dave's just going to try and bash his way through the centre. He might want to lay down the smoke to make it harder for the anti-tank against the sight the King Tiger before it's too late. And also getting some hits. And then supported with the Panther and some infantry. Smoking down here from the Comet to provide covering fire for the section. Very good. They've got a pretty good idea where the section's hunting out. So it's just going to attack ground there. More smoke here from Dave this time around. Could he be planning an assault here? Firefly shoots bounces off the King Tiger's armour. Being out into tanks in anticipation, though. In this case, Act ends up moving up straight to the smoke, but it's going to attack ground. His section flanking in here, but it's countering the Schwerer Panzer quarters, putting a halt to that move from Karl. Down to 92 victory points. Karl creeping ahead here for the village, the cemetery. And there you go. Both tulip rockets hit the King Tiger. 6 Panzer guns firing away. They're taking it down to almost half health there in a matter of seconds. Firefly getting glass with a cannon. There you go. Troops pushing through. Vickers supporting. Machine gun on the way. Should be able to clear it up. There you go. Panther moves in. Blitzkrieg maneuver here from Dave. Going to try and get behind the Comet. Got the Firefly. They're coming up this rock. And mine. Oh, shite. He hits the mine. He hits the mine. King Tiger's going to attack through here. Oh, dear. Sending into chaos here. Dave launching a really risky maneuver here. Almost losing the... He's about to lose the Panther. I think unless he can get the Comet to clear out, or King Tiger clear out the 6 Panzer guns. Panther just doesn't have the firepower to really do any serious damage, even flank with it. And in which case, Blitzkrieg maneuver is just pointless for it. So, well, I can understand what Dave wanted to do then. I've tried myself. It just never works out because the Panther just doesn't have the firepower. So right here, that was an unfortunate move for Dave. Cost him a Panther quite expensively. Now, of course, it's a big victory for Karl, plus 3 experience. In fact, super close to victory 3. White Frost was over the MD-34. King Tiger hitting further hits. Oof, almost got the MD-34 crew there. Light infantry gun there almost dead, in fact. And can now pop grenades automatically. And it was not uncommon at all for tank crews to have a few grenades and other weapons for close quarters defense. Fun fact, German crews in fact had a small kit to convert the whole machine gun into a light machine gun. Fun fact. White phosphorus. No, I think that's just a regular smoke shell there, actually. Booby trap on the western victory point. Very nice. Obviously nice for Karl, but I don't think Dave's interested in what's nice for him. Quite the opposite, in fact. Just going to need to repair the Comet. We have to see what Dave decides to support his King Tiger with as it advances up here. Begins blasting away at Karl's position, almost taking out the Vickers machine gun. Stu and Punk playing up with Kednos moving in here as well. Karl lacking troops to really deal with that. He needs to get them reinforced back in action, though most of them actually retreating now. Rolling in with the Comet. There's going to be 2 like Kednos around here to protect to do a lot of damage. There you go. Going to pop grenades automatically. Fire smoke as well. In this case, the grenade doesn't seem to have landed too well. Just need to escape here with the Comet. It's very low health. We got a Crocodile out for Karl now. That's going to be able to burn through the Kednos. He's going to take out some hits there from the King Tiger as well. He's still going to need to fix up the Comet as fast as possible before he tries anything out like that. We'll see what Karl does here. Anti-tank weapons and machine guns, all that being destroyed here by Dave's forces. Comet Firefly moving in, 6 Panzer gun netting hits from the King Tiger. And there you go, Firefly moves in, so hits, stunning it. Crocodile moving in like came from the pretty bad spot. Gonna scorch it. King Tiger shoots, misses. 6 Panzer guns running under fire. King Tiger down to half health there alongside the Firefly shots. Another hit there. King Tiger down to almost a third health. Yak Panzer looking for Dave to help support it. Panthers, 2 Stoke Panzer Force going to be useless against all of this. Now they're penetrating hit against the King Tiger, but looks of it. The Crocodiles all taking a few hits. Schwer Panzer quarters opening up. King Tiger down to less than a quarter health. This is looking pretty dire there. An incredibly nasty assault here from Karl through Dave's lines. Schwer Panzer quarters getting blasted hit by the Crocodile and the Firefly. King Tiger being repaired. You're getting Sturm Pioneers to get both Sturm Pioneer scores on it, plus repair Pioneers just to fix it. And he risks here not being able to get out of the Yak Panzer. Yeah, that's going to be a no-no. Making things a lot harder here for Dave versus Karl. Both Sturm Pioneer scores are hard at work. Crocodile moving forward. Kednev opening up. Panzerfaust. Karl might have made a mistake there with the Crocodile moving up the King Tiger support. There we go. Veterans 1. But Kednev getting horribly scorched here. Firefly opens up there though. Shot bounce off the Crocodile. Not entirely sure what Dave's going to go for now. I might try Pumas as opposed to help deal with some of this. You can flank with them. There might be something to work with. Another hit from the King Tiger running further back into the base of what further shot from the Firefly, which is very close to Veteran 3. The Kednev's on the way. Looking really rough here for Dave and the 1 and 7th Panzer Brigade. Really rough. Light infantry gun annihilated. Section under fire. The Kednev destroyed. White Fuss was off there. Rolling in the King Tiger. Shoots, hits. Good hit, in fact, almost got the Comet. Really starting to think he's just going to try and go for Pumas to try and support the King Tiger here. I mean, any other armoured option is just basically not useful. It's too slow. So, I mean, might as well just push for Pumas, maybe some Luxus, in which case you can have some mobile elements of pressure Karl with. It's still going to be risky, but I think it's really the only option Dave has at the moment. But so far, no sign of it. Ooh, got a swipe there. Firefly shoots, misses on both rockets here, pushing through the side of the Sturm Pioneers, catching Karl's southern flank here off guard. King Tiger not moving the explosion into needless fire. Need to treat the Sturm Pioneers here. Get the King Tiger moving. Deutschland, vorwärts. A lot of his armor that's heavily damaged. There's a good chance here that Dave might be able to destroy at least some of it. But he needs to push forwards, and he needs to really consider some Pumas. Maybe some orbital blitzes instead so you can reinforce the front line. Just something here. Just get out some vehicles, some armor. There you go, Firefly caught here. Gonna get Panzerfausted. Gonna get Panzerfausted. This is it. Blitzkrieg. Vorwärts, men out. Vorwärts. Zerstören die britische Panzer. Ah, dear. It really should go for Pumas, though, I think. Or orbital blitzes. Or both. Either way, the most of Karl's armor now is heavily damaged. Comet down. Veteran 2 and the King Tiger. 6 Panzer gun about to get destroyed here. A massive turnaround once more here from Dave. Firefly almost taken out there. 6 Panzer gun recruited by sappers. Comet moving in. Shot bounce. Bun grenade off. King Tiger needs to fall back. Comet trying to flank here. Direct hit. Comet down. Firefly's the only thing left. Rockets flying. Failing to hit. King Tiger falling back. There were 17 kills. Orbital Blitz will allow him to rush in and reinforce all his troops to the front line. Means Turing doesn't have to retreat here. And Pumas will just help us the Firefly when you help hunt it down with all the high rate of fire. Fixing up the Firefly there. He's got a second sapper section out. Troops enforcing healing here. Come on, Dave. Pumas and Orbital Blitzes. You know you want to. Staying a Vickers machine gun there. 59 on the 3037. King Tiger just running back for repairs. Heavily damaged. But victorious. And both Sturm Pioneers scored by veterans in 5. No Pumas, no Stukas of Fuss. Oh, there he goes. He's going for the Stukas of Fuss. He's also going for another trap for another Schwer Panzer quarters. Part of me thinks you just aim for Pumas, to be honest, but Dave's clearly got another opinion here. Either way, Stukas of Fuss, as it was known, it was actually known as the Wolfram 40 on the 251 chassis there. Veteran form before that's pretty good there. King Tiger good to go once more for the fatherland. There, northern victory point secured. Another Firefly for Karl to help deal with the King Tiger. No, he goes for the Centaur instead to help deal with the Infantry instead.
We're losing a capture point.
I hear the sound of something that sounds like smoke. Ah. The light gun's trying to make smoke, but it's just hitting the house wall. There we go. Dobbs try against the King Tiger. Both shots penetrate. You might want to try and flank with the King Tiger, maybe get something else. I've got the Strugers of Fuzz out though.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Arriving there. 6 rockets filled with death and destruction. Ready to be unleashed against Karl.
We have 100 points remaining.
At your service, Alfie.
Rolling both here a bit back.
We've got 50 points left.
50 points left here for Karl. Section there taking heavy losses from the King Tiger. Firefly moving on, a Ken with 6 pound guns moving up. Strugers was moving in. He's going to ready to try and break up Karl's point here. Looks it works out. 5 taking hits from the 6 pound guns like Kednefer. Strugers goes off. Oh, getting a few hits in the sections, but nothing else. King Tiger's down to less than a quarter of health. He needs to fall back with that one though. In fact, he might be down to less than a fifth. Centaur running through here. The remaining line. 6 pound gun turning back to do here with the Interloper. King Tiger not rolled back for repairs to the Mechanized Regiment. Centaur's been put repulsed. Attacking these, we got Fulskers was the section. 25 points left here for Karl. It is getting pretty close here, pretty desperate. Grenades here would have been helpful, you know, proper grenades, not gammon bombs. Centaur's main gun has that Firefly down to less of a half health there. Lost a section up north. Troops trying to push it into them. Vickers machine gun here. Bullet spraying out from the top window. King Tiger further running back, half 8 to veterans 3. 99 versus 24 victory points. Section active making into the heavy cover there. But they're still under fire from the Vickers machine gun. A continuous stream of death. And there you retreat, but he can just pop up the machine gun and grab the point. 92 versus 24. Truck not setting up yet. King Tiger almost fixed up already. No time to repair the Firefly for Karl there. Centaur's retrieving the repairs for now. More full skirmishes here for Dave. Well, that's also the only infantry you can go for besides Stone Pioneer, since he doesn't have the mech and square punted quarters up again. $88 versus 23 there. And there you go, Stone Pioneers rolling in. They can probably pop a grenade. There you go to flush out the Tommies. There you go, standing them out. Allowing Cheese to more close in and just finish off the job. Doing a lot of damage there. A lot of damage up here in the centre of Kennedy and Firefly taking heavy damage. Karl needs to someone try and launch a large scale assault to once more to sort of unseat Dave, or least crimes from harassment, but he's trying to avoid the centre as much as possible. But that's exactly where he's committing most of his forces. But there you go, Centaur himself to the level of the Stone Pioneers. Grabbing the northern point, and there you go. Stone Pioneers reported with the Centaur. Almost a full wipe there. King Tiger's good to move, but it's not making the big moves here for Dave yet. And some back here was trying to get them into the church for some reason again. 2 men just keep screwing out there. It's a bit of an annoying one. He needs to get them out here and then reorder them to get in. Otherwise, those 2 guys are just going to get... There we go. They keep messing about. There you go. Now they should be able to pop in. Moving up here, making use of the buildings. Scout ahead. He's probably going to try and flank Karl up here. Very good move, if that is the plan. Trap punch going up just to defend the victory point up. He's laying down a bit of Multi-layers there. We got a truck out now. Half track here for Karl. Interesting decision at this timing. But there you go, pushing it from the front. Sturmpad flank in. Going to clear the anti-tank guns. Very good move there. 6-pounder guns are moving in the centre. Almost being taken out in the match at the moment. Sturmpad's continuing the assault. Fulton moving in as well. There you go. Anti-tank gun down. And now there's just a Firefly to hold up the King Tiger. 6-pounder guns. Stukas was firing. Brits exploding left and right. This is an absolutely executed, well executed assault by Dave. Breaking through Karl's remaining lines. Destroying him. Utterly annihilating him. Firefly is finally down. King Tiger's almost virtually free. And there you go. GG, game over. A loss for the British. A loss for the 52nd Infantry. A victory for the 107th Panzer Brigade. Crushing the British here on Lost Glider in a rather serious explosive battle. It was pretty close there for David times. I think the King Tiger there at times I think was a weak investment there for David Otto. Was able to pull through with it. Crushing Karl there with some really well executed assaults there. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe to your friends. Share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay of your own opinion, some feedback in the comment section. If you like what I do consider donating or pledging on Patreon. Links in the video description. This is Imperial Linking. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another signing episode.